Hey everybody, it's finally time for me to talk about eating in the context of trying to put on mass for bodybuilding. I love eating, I love making food, so this is the fun part. I'll give you a quick tour of the type of foods that I keep in my house. Alright, well, let's start in the fridge. A quick peek at the tomatoes that I'm getting from the garden, which is awesome. Normally my fridge has all pre-portioned food in it, stuff that I've already prepped, so it's very easy to just grab food when I need food. And then it has right now some things in to make salads and tons of carrots. I have so many carrots right now from this farm share. You see hard-boiled eggs there that are just hanging out for when I need a snack. A couple of years ago I found out that natural peanut butter, if you put it in the fridge, you don't have to stir it every time, so that's in there. And then we have my breakfast and snack cupboard. So breakfast, oats and trail mix, and this is all the stuff that I buy to make the trail mix myself. And I've never really done the math, but I might save myself $1 by doing it that way. I'm not sure. And you saw a chocolate bar there. I love me some dark chocolate from time to time to snack on. And you saw Nutella in there and the bread on the counter, and that's a great snack before bed when I just need something. Bread, Nutella, peanut butter, crispy fried onions. You saw different types of oils that I use for salads, avocado oil that I use for roasting, and then of course lots of spices, because food should taste good. So every day, almost every day, I'll eat the same thing for breakfast. It's nothing fancy, it's oats. And trail mix. When it's on sale, I buy this original trail mix. And when it's not on sale, I just buy peanuts, raisins, sunflower seeds, almonds, and pumpkin seeds. And I go without cashews. But it's 1.5 cups of oats with 1/2 cup of trail mix. And I eat it with some kind of fruit. So this week it's been with pears, because pears were on sale the other day at the store. They're clearing out a bunch of strawberries, so now I have cut up strawberries to put in there for this coming week. And I have a cantaloupe that I got from our farm share, so it could be cantaloupe or strawberries, and it's about the size of one piece of fruit that goes in there, so it could be a banana or pear or an apple or enough strawberries to make up the size of a pear or melon, something like that. And then I'll also eat it with Greek yogurt. Goes in there, like 2 big spoons of Greek yogurt, and then milk, and that's what I eat for breakfast. And that's what I've been eating for breakfast for a few years now. I went through a period where I had sort of a bit of orthorexia, where I was super focused on eating really good, high quality food. And I've thankfully left that sort of obsessive compulsive food behavior behind. But one thing that stuck is this oat for breakfast thing. And if I don't eat that, then I get hungry really quick. When I do eat that, I feel good and satisfied all the way up until lunch. When it comes to lunch, I might eat this, which is my typical salad that I make. And this is something that I got into probably 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, where I just stumbled across this salad recipe and found out that I really like it. And now it's part of my weekly food prep, where I make like 6 or 7 of them or something like that. And then I just have a salad whenever I feel like I need a salad, which is every day. So we have dry cottage cheese and we have chickpeas/lentils. And then if I'm making 6 salads, I'd probably chop up 3 bell peppers and divide them between the 6 salads. Tomatoes, cucumbers, put a little bit of feta cheese in each one, and half an avocado in each one, which makes it nice and creamy when I mix it with the dressing. And then I'll put some fresh garlic and fresh ginger in there, salt and pepper. In the summertime, fresh basil. In the wintertime, dried basil. And then I dress it with a little bit of olive oil and balsamic vinegar. And then when you shake it all up, it gets this nice creamy balsamic vinegar avocado-y type of a dressing. And I think it's delicious. So I eat that every day. And then I also eat something else, which is different from week to week, but I normally cook for the week. So this past week they had, or some other week, they had chicken breast on sale, so I bought that in the kebab pack, and it was in the freezer for when I need to cook meat. So I have this container full of chicken breasts. I roasted up some veggies the other day, and that's cucumbers and beets this time, because that's what I'm getting tons of in that farm share. But then I'll make like a meal package out of it. So I got one chicken breast in here, and then the rest is filled up with veggies. So this one looks like I had zucchinis, and now that I remember, I did have zucchinis in that farm share. So I roasted up some zucchinis and onions and tomatoes. So this is sort of like, you can't really see in there, but it's half beets and carrots and half zucchinis on top of the chicken breast. And that's what I would eat in a day. My normal breakfast, one of my favorite salads, and some other food thing of meat and vegetables. Standard day. And then I'll normally eat 2 pieces of fruit during the day as well. Apples, pears, whatever. Because I'm trying to put on weight, I now eat 4 things every day instead of 3. So I might have a second salad or a second helping or container of whatever it is that is in supper, so like an extra container of chicken breast and veggies and stuff. Or I'll have a smoothie, and or on the workout days I don't really mind eating a lot, and I have to work on eating a lot. So I might have that and a smoothie. And smoothie is like Greek yogurt and regular yogurt. Normally kale goes in there if that's what I have, because that's what I've been getting a lot of in the farm share, and then some kind of fruit. And I buy a good big thing of frozen fruit, and then I just scoop some in there. And if I have some fresh fruit, I might stick that in there too. And then mix myself up a fruit, a smoothie. Mix myself up a smoothie. And then the other thing that I'm eating these days is bread. I brought my bread machine out of retirement when I started doing this bodybuilding thing. So I get fresh made bread, which is delicious. And I'll eat that with peanut butter, or I have chicken breast and avocado sandwich or something like that. And if you want to try something real great, you'll put peanut butter and Nutella and crispy fried onions, which is like a delicious chocolatey Hemingway, if you've ever had a Hemingway peanut butter and onions. And I tried it with just regular onions, peanut butter and onions, and it was alright, but I think the crispy onion thing really puts it over the top. And I just remembered one thing that I forgot to mention, is I didn't normally eat a ton of grain products before when I was just maintaining. Lots of meat and protein containing stuff, and tons of vegetables, and a high food volume, but not calorically dense. So trying to gain more weight, one of the things I said that I did was I added bread, definitely more bread than I would normally eat. The other thing I did, and I totally forgot this until I looked in the fridge here, eating grains again. So last night I made up a bunch of couscous. Because couscous is so easy to make. It takes like 5 minutes. You boil water and put couscous in it and then mix it. But what I really like to do with the couscous is I generally buy a half hog, eat a ton of pork because I buy a half a pig. And some of the cuts, like ribs, for example, or bone-in ham, and I need to order more pig because I'm almost out here, have bones in them, which is great because then I can make a bone broth, and when I make couscous later, it absorbs all the water, and I get this great bone broth couscous. And I'll probably be eating a bit more things like pizza. And I tell you, if you ever get into making pizza, do it, because it is really good and really satisfying to make your own pizza. But it might ruin it for you when you go out and get pizza, if the pizza that you make is really good. Because you get to control the toppings, and you can make your crust the way you want it, or your dough the way you want it. I mentioned that I used to be quite orthorexic, and one of the things that I would not do was eat anything that was not whole wheat or whole grain. I'll eat those things now, whereas before I would not even eat if that was on the menu. But I definitely prefer whole grain stuff, nutritionally and tastily. I like the taste better. So when I make pizza, I make it with whole wheat dough, which is just hard to come across when you go out for pizza normally. And then I put pasta sauce or pesto on there, and I put whatever amount or type of cheese that I want on there, and put the veggies that I want on there, and put the meat that I want on there. Anyway, the point is, I've come to love my pizza, and it's kind of ruined crappy pizza or standard pizza that we get at your average pizza joint. So I definitely encourage you to try and make your own pizza, but I warn you that it might be so good that you don't think as highly of other pizza. But anyway, the point is, my 3 go-to meals, the always breakfast and the always salad, and then whatever else I'm eating, that's my standard maintenance diet. And that's what I've been eating for the last couple of years for sure. And sticking around my standard maintenance weight of 175 pounds on average. I know that that's the amount of food that keeps me at 175. And I'm not sure how many calories it is, because I think in my nutritional diet journey, I found out exactly what I need to eat to maintain my body weight. And not by calories wise, but by portions wise, or food volume wise, or however you want to look at it. I've got to the point where I can eat fairly intuitively. So when it comes to putting on size, I know I have to eat more than that. So what I'm doing right now, or what I have been doing so far, I started in the first week or second week of July. So for July, August, and September, well, July and August for sure, I was eating one more meal on my workout days, and that's 4 times a week when I'm good. Occasionally it's only 3 times a week. But it's been working. I was putting on weight. When I did my update video a couple weeks ago, I could see that maybe I'm pretty sure I put on muscle. I can't see it a lot in the video, and we'll see the next one that I do under the same lighting conditions whether it looks different, but I feel like I'm filling in my clothes a little bit more. But I still felt like I was kind of lean. So in this past couple weeks since I did that update video with the side-by-side shots, I've started eating a little bit more on some of my non-workout days as well. And the idea is making sure that I'm getting enough calories to get all the muscle growth potential that I'm creating by working out. And the analogy that worked really well while explaining this to my brother was the bridge building analogy. When I'm working out, it's like sending my workers to the job site. And I'm building a bridge. So every time I work out, it's like putting workers on the bridge site. And they're there ready to put a bridge together. But if I want them to actually build that bridge, / put muscle on, then I have to send them raw materials, and that's the food that I'm eating. So I have to make sure that I'm sending them all the raw materials that they need to actually build the bridge. I have to eat more. So if I'm not sending enough raw materials to the bridge builders, I'm not getting everything that I can get out of my workouts. And what I really want to do is skirt this sort of fine line of sending too much material or eating too many calories, which means I'm letting myself accumulate a little bit of body fat. And the idea is if I'm putting on some body fat, that I know for sure that my builders are building as much bridge as they possibly can, and if there's a little bit of extra, maybe they're doing some whittling or arts and crafts on the side because I sent too much materials to make a bridge than what you need to make a bridge, I'm okay with that because I know that's the most possible muscle I can be building based on the workouts that I'm doing. So let myself get a little bit softer than I normally would. And now that I've added food in or extra food in to my non-workout days, I can see that I'm getting a little bit softer than I normally would. So that makes me feel pretty good about the amount of food that I'm eating and the workouts that I'm doing. I'm getting the maximal possible muscle growth out of what I'm doing that I could possibly expect. So that's good. That being said, I don't want to go overboard. There's no reason to put on a lot of body fat because that's just fat that I have to get rid of next spring or / winter spring when it's time to get lean enough to go on stage. So that fine line of letting myself have a little bit of body fat so that I know for sure that everything that I'm doing in the gym is translating into as much muscle as I can. Knowing that I have that tiny little bit of surplus is a good thing. But there's no need, I don't think anyway, based on what I know, to go into a huge surplus where I'm accumulating a lot of fat. So a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, this is getting a little long, I think. So I'm going to break it here, where I think there's a kind of a natural break in what I'm talking about. We'll have an episode 4A and a 4B, and then you don't have to sit through the whole thing and listen to me talk about food, which I can do for a very, very long time. So break it off here. Thanks for watching, and tune in to episode 4B. Thanks.